Hey there! Thanks so much for tuning in today. My name is Wendy and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm going to show you how to make a really cute little gift bag. We're going to use the needle and thread stamp set. We're also using some of the Tranquil Textures, something? I don't know. I think that's the name of it. And this is a piece of Highland Heather. This piece is cut at 4x6 and we're going to score it 1 inch all the way around to make the bottom of our bag. And then we're going to trim in and fold up, so you'll see how to do that. All of the supplies and all of the instructions for making this are listed below the video, and they are also over on my blog at lovinstampin.com, and that's spelled with a U, Luvin. So if you're interested in getting the measurements and all the details, you can get it there. Okay, so we're going to trim in here. And something that I like to do when I'm making a box, and sometimes I forget to do it and sometimes I don't, is trimming at a little bit of an angle like this and trimming away that little bit basically that's going to fold in. All this does is makes a nicer fold. It just removes any excess that might hinder getting a really nice folded edge. And so I always try to trim away if I remember to do so. Then we've got to add tear and tape adhesive to all 4 corners and peel it away and close the box. So that's what we're going to do here. This technique, I guess you could call it, has been around for years. Making a little bag out of, with the bottom being like a little box. It's totally something, I don't know, I've seen 100 million people do, but I like coming up with different dimensions than ones that I've seen, or just making the bag fit my need. So that's kind of the fun thing about this one, is I didn't want a real big bag. I kind of wanted it to be small and cute. And so this is the end result of this bag, is that it's going to be big enough to fit an ink pad. So I'm not going to give my grandmother, my husband's grandmother, an ink pad. She would have no use for that. But I am going to put some other goodies in this for her, and I haven't decided what yet. So I didn't even photograph it with anything in it because I don't know what I'm going to put in there. She's not a huge sweets eater, and so putting chocolate in isn't really going to work, but I figured maybe I could find a little scarf or just some little something that she might enjoy. Okay, the designer series paper here, these are the handles. They are cut at a 1/2 inch by 12 inches, and I'm looping them around and attaching them to the sides of the box so that the sides of the bag will wrap around them. And I'm just eyeballing it to make sure it's kind of about the same amount away from the end of the box. No real science here, and just kind of looking and eyeballing and hoping it's the right amount. And then I'm going to take the designer series papers, line them up, and punch them halfway down with the 1.5 inch circle punch. Then I'm going to put them around the bottom of the box. Now, I made a fatal mistake here. I should have added adhesive. See where I added it here? That's good. But I also should have added that same adhesive strip to the inside piece of the other piece of designer series paper, because you'll see what happens here in a little bit because I didn't do that. So now I'm just lining this designer series paper up with the bottom of the box, and I'm lining the punched area up with the middle of the box. Again, eyeballing, no real science, just kind of eyeballing to see where it should go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other piece. Now remember, I have adhesive on this piece that I've just wrapped around. So in my head, I'm like, okay, they'll just stick together. That will be fine. But the problem with that is there's some overlap. And so this piece that I'm putting on right here should have had some adhesive on the inside, so that when I fold it over like this, the top piece would lay flat. See how it doesn't lay flat? It's kind of like poking up. Okay, that really bothers me. I don't like that. That is like not cool, not okay. It looks unfinished and wonky and I don't like it. So I'm going to go in with some tear and tape on the corner there and just kind of force my way in and adhere it down. So tomorrow is the last day of my celebrating women um, all month long. But the thing is I just still wanted to do something philanthropic for women, and it really carries over to children and men too. But I am going to be partnering with the amazing, wonderful, beautiful Rhonda Wade to bring you a punch art class. And we are going to be doing that class, and that class will be available on May 1st for you to order. And $5 of that class will be donated to an organization called PET, PEHT, and it's partnering with, it stands for partnering, I'm going to get it, partnering to end human trafficking. So that's something that's like heavy on my heart for whatever reason. I don't really know why, but I live about 45 miles from Sacramento, and Sacramento, California is one of the highest human trafficking, they have the highest human trafficking rate of, like, I don't know, we're like in the top 5. And I'm like, really, Sacramento? Because it doesn't seem to me like it would be a place for that, but apparently it is. So you see here that I'm just masking off part of my butterflies so that I can stamp one little butterfly at the bottom. And the sentiment is stamped in navy, Night of Navy, and it says, people like you make the world a little better, I think, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see it here in just a minute. And that's so true of my husband's grandma. She is the sweetest, kindest little old lady. She's always got a hug for everybody. She's so loving. She's so gentle and meek. And she's got the faith of I don't know who. I mean, she's amazing. And she just has such strong faith in God. And I love watching her have that faith and listening to the things that she will say and stuff. And she's 96, y'all. The woman is 96, and she takes no medication. She still walks and gets around on her own. She lives with her son, who he lives with her. He is disabled, and so they live together. And I mean, he's like 50 something, or maybe even older, late 50s, early 60s, I think, possibly early 60s. And so anyway, yeah, she's 96. She looks amazing, gets around great, does so well. She's just incredible. So I made this for her just as a little treat, a little gift to give her at church on Sunday. I thought it would be fun to give it to her and just have a little surprise for her, and let her know how much she's loved. Because I feel like so many times we forget about elderly people. And I love elderly people. I think they are wonderful, and you can if you just take the time to stop and listen, there's so much wisdom there. And so and I'll be an elderly person someday. I mean, we all will, God willing, and the water don't rise, right? Like, if you're lucky enough, you get to be elderly. So I feel like she's just a gem. And again, like, I feel like we forget about people who are older and they don't deserve to be forgotten. So this is for her. And tomorrow we're going to celebrate my grandma, which will be difficult because she's gone, and that's hard for me to talk about. Okay, if you want to see either one of these videos, click on the ones you see here. Click on the circle with my face in it to subscribe. Please shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com. Links are in the description below the video. Bye-bye.